We got new windows put in our house yesterday. That's not what this video is about. But what do y'all think? They were awful before. We got this house for about $44 a square foot. And here in Northeast Arkansas, we paid $111,111.11 for it. And it's roughly 2,500 square feet. I don't even know exactly, 24, 25, 2,600. But one of the reasons we got it so cheap, it looked like Greg Brady lived here. But also the windows were horrible. But overall, it's structurally sound. We got a good deal. But I got this car in February, 2017 Chevy Bolt. I really thought I would keep it for a while. And I still might, because I still might back out. But they are going to, Carvana is bringing me a new car Saturday. Bringing me a new one. A 2018 Honda Clarity. Man, I like this car. This is a nice car. Even though my wife thinks the ride is pretty uncomfortable. She's not real fond of it. She hates the seats. When I told my brother what she said, the one who lives in Illinois, he said, well, I didn't want to say anything because it was your car, but I thought it was pretty uncomfortable myself. And a lot of boat owners talk about how uncomfortable this car is. How horrible the seats are. A lot of them do. But me, I don't find I have a problem with them really. They're a little bit below average. Average at best. You know, but I can deal with them pretty easy. You know. But overall, it's a nice car. I love the one pedal driving. But I'll explain in a minute why I've made this decision. So if I like this car and the seats don't bother me, why trade? Mainly it's the battery problem. 13 Chevy Bolts from 17 to 19 have caught on fire while sitting still. Now, I found out by looking into this, I did not know this, over 2 million Ford vehicles were recalled years ago, spanning multiple years, because they were catching on fire, just like the Chevy Bolt is doing. Not going down the road, but sitting still in people's driveways, in people's garages. Over 2 million Fords were recalled because of that. Because same thing happening. In the middle of the night, car catching on fire. You know, but the chances of mine actually doing it are so slim. You know, I mean, 13 out of about 60,000. I believe it's 3 out of the 2017s, which is what I have. That's out of somewhere in the neighborhood of 16,000 have caught on fire. But you know, and people on the Boat Slurper page, they have told me things. Some of them have said, yeah, I don't blame you, I'm thinking about getting rid of mine. But some of them are also like, don't be a tool for the media. If you are scared, maybe you don't need to even own a car, because they can all catch on fire. Or they'll say, like one of them put up a picture of what looked like a spacesuit. Maybe you should wear this while going down the road just to be safe. You know, but it's not the only reason. It's not the fire thing mainly. It's I don't want to deal with this stupid recall where they're going to replace the battery cells. They're not even clear in their language. Are they going to dive in and replace certain cells or replace the whole battery? And they've already not fixed it once. I have no confidence in them. Unless they replace the entire battery pack, I'll have no confidence that's actually fixed. You know, and GM can't even get the batteries. They have a hard time getting batteries for new vehicles. How are they supposed to get 60,000 used batteries, even if they do that? You know, so I just don't want to deal with it. I mean, this recall thing's gonna be hanging over my head for months, probably over a year. And probably not due to GM's fault. They probably won't be able to get the materials. You know, and I just don't want it hanging over my head, something that might need to be done. Just don't want to do it. You know, now, if the value of this car was $12,000, it'd be one thing. I would just suck it up and do it. Here's what GM says. GM says, do not park it under your carport or garage. Do not park it overnight without, you know, supervising it. And make sure it never drops below 70 miles of range, or goes above 90%. Because the cars are caught on fire, they've been at a low state of charge, you know, close to zero, and they've been fully charged. And then after that, they would catch on fire. You know, and it's a bad, they've discovered it's a bad fold in the lithium or something. I don't understand it. And I'm not sure all cars are affected. This one probably not even affected. Now, how would this guy feel if that told me don't be a tool for the media? How would he feel if my house caught on fire and burned down? Somebody said, hey, you know that guy you said don't be a tool for the media? His house burned down. Freak. He'd probably be like, well, it would have happened if it'd been a guy's car too. But anyway, everybody's different. I don't criticize anybody for keeping these cars, and I'm shocked that people would criticize me for wanting to get rid of it. Just shocked. But that's the way people are in today's world. You cannot disagree with them. That's why this is not a political channel. I love discussing politics, but I don't do it on this channel. You know why? Because you can't debate anymore. It's all everybody. If you don't think like me, you are a freaking moron. And that's the way people are. If I were to say I voted for Donald Trump in the last election, people would call me a freaking idiot, a fascist, all kinds of stuff. If I said I voted for Joe Biden in the last election, people would say I'm an idiot, I'm a fascist, and all kinds of stuff. It would not be, it would be with a small amount of people, but it would, overall it wouldn't be, well, we just think differently. No, you're an idiot. But anyway, I don't think that. I think people are misguided, misinformed. They're not morons, or they just think that what's best for the country is different than what I think is best for the country. Like me, people, you know, just cause I think this is best for me, I'm not sure it's even best for me, just what I want to do, does not mean that you should, and does not mean it's the best thing for you. You're not a moron if you keep this car, you're not a moron if you sell it. You're not a tool either way. But anyway, they're bringing my Honda Clarity because I cannot afford an electric car with long range. I have a choice. The Chevy Bolt is the only car I could afford that got any real range to it. Anything else gonna have 70, 80, 90, 100, maybe 150 miles range if I want to go with the Nissan Leaf, which I don't want to do because Chatamo is done. It's like the last days of HD DVDs when Blu-ray wiped them out. It's like the last days of Betamax when VCRs wiped them out. Chatamo is done. They're gone. They're history. And the Nissan Leafs have Chatamo chargers, which means, matter of fact, Electrify America said they're going to start phasing them out at their charging stations next year. In 3 or 4 years, it may be possible I couldn't travel at all in a Nissan Leaf, even the ones with fast charging. But anyway, I don't want a Nissan Leaf. That plus they have no temperature control battery. Those two things together, nope. For those that don't know what Chatamo is, I should have mentioned this. Chatamo is the fast charging connector that Nissan uses. And I think the Kia electrics use them, maybe, even though I think the old ones did, but now they're getting to the CCS. CCS, which is what this car has and almost every other car, that's almost every non-Tesla in America uses something called CCS for fast charging or level 3 charging. But Nissan uses Chatamo, and that's what's going out. You will not be able to find level 3 Chatamo chargers in public in the near future. I'm telling you, they're going to be gone. If not 100%, you might as well say 100% in the next few years. So anyway, a short-range electric car or a plug-in hybrid. That's my two choices. And a lot of people are like, just get a new boat. I can't afford a new Chevy Bolt. Too expensive. I'm poor. And they say, you know, or get a Tesla. Everybody says, get a Tesla. I'm like, hello. You know, do I look like I'm a doctor or a lawyer? I don't think so. You know, so anyway, my budget, absolute maximum is $25,000. If I had any cents, my budget would be $18,000, which is what they're giving me for this. But I ain't got any cents. You know, and there's nothing out there I want for $18,000. Nothing. There's stuff I would settle for, but there's nothing I want. So since I can't afford a long-range electric car, I want to go back to a plug-in hybrid. And man, the Prius Prime was really tempting, because I'm one of the few who don't mind the looks of the Prius. And the Prius Prime with a big screen, Tesla like screen, man, it's nice. And when it's on gas, it's getting like 58 miles to the gallon. The problem is it gets somewhere around 25 electric miles. I dealt with that with the C-Max Hybrid. In the winter, the C-Max Hybrid got 9 or 10 miles. Not interested. The Clarity and the Volt were the only two real options for me. Because I still love electric. I love the fact you're sitting perfectly still at a red light. I love the fact it's quiet. And somebody pointed out to me, well, don't you listen to your stereo? So why do you care if it's quiet? Well, it's not just that. It's just when you're sitting at a red light, it's perfectly still. And I just love that. I'm not into the big shake, you know, the vibration and the... Now, my EV-hating cousin, he got a new Ford GT recently. And it sounds like that. It's not, it don't sound like your typical Ford Mustang GT. This one goes, he loves it. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. You know, but anyway, I like electric. And not only that, even if it was a pure gas car, the Honda Clarity is a very nice car. Has a lot of room, and it won over the vote mainly because of the back seat that I never use. But you never know when I might want to. The back seat on the Volt is useless. It might as well be a Dodge Challenger back seat. Seriously. And the Clarity, Honda Clarity plug-in has a big back seat. And even though I prefer a hatchback since I have a wheelchair because it's easier to load it, the trunk is huge. You know, it's pretty darn big. Matter of fact, the Clarity is bigger than the Honda Accord. Just about that much. Just a little bit. But it's a nice car, very nice car. I can be happy with it. You know, if I'd gone the route I almost did and got something for $11,000 or $12,000 just to have something, I wouldn't have been happy with it. I would have settled with it, but I wouldn't have been happy with it. You know, so nose is itching. That means that somebody's coming to see me, I think. Something my grandmother used to say. Or, well, you're getting money. Your hand itching, I think you're getting money. Your nose itching, maybe somebody's coming to see you. If a black cat is on the roof of a house during a full moon, somebody in that house is going to die soon. She honestly told me that once. My grandmother was extremely superstitious. She's like the Darlings on Andy Griffith without the musical ability. But great woman, but superstitious. But anyway, so that's it, folks. Y'all can laugh at me, mock me, tell me I'm an idiot, tell me I'm a tool. You think I give a crap? No, I don't. I don't care. If I care what people thought, I would never buy an electric car because people made fun of me, you know, for that. I almost bought a Kia Soul, but my wife, you know, my wife recently got a Kia Soul GT Turbo. Man, that's a nice car. But I didn't want two cars just alike. Plus, I don't want two small cars. The second car ought to be bigger for trips and whatnot. You know, plus I had no plug at all. You know, I do like the electric. And the Honda Clarity will get about 47 miles, 48 miles is what it's rated for in the summer on pure electric. Most people say they can get over 50. The Chevy Volt would have gotten me 5 or 10 miles more. But, and they get about the same on gas, low 40s, 42, 43 when you're burning the gas. But the Honda Clarity also has something else I like, and why I like my wife's Kia Soul. Has a lot of the stuff that my EV-hating cousin has turned off. He calls the fancy stuff. The fancy stuff is lane keep assist, emergency braking, and adaptive cruise control. I love adaptive cruise control. Hopefully it'll work as well as it does on my wife's Kia Soul. Another reason why I'm trading is because the value of this car. Used car prices are sky high. I gave $15,600, I think it was, in February from a dealer. $15,600 I think I paid for it. And I'm getting $17,800 some change. Might as well say $17,900. So I'm getting about $2,300 more than I paid for it 6 months ago. But that doesn't sound as that sounds better than reality. The reality is I'm overpaying for this car probably $2,000 to $3,000 above what I would have paid for it 6 months ago. So it's a wash. The overall trade difference is going to be about the same as I think it would have been in February. Seriously. But anyway, I'll do a video about it when it gets here Saturday, probably. You know, we'll see. But that's it. You have a great day. Thanks for watching. And remember, chicks dig scars on electric cars.